I was gonna say to move.
Ah,
Okay?
yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Yeah, just make sure the should not sign is available. Alberto Garza.
Hay que copiarla los dos.
Ah.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, well, welcome to this first debate this afternoon. That's a very important topic that we're debating. So let's start with round one with student A.
Okay, so I'm Mariana Guerra. I think people should be vegetarian, and some justifications for that are firstly the ethical values that it aligns with the values that I have and everyone should have for the compassion towards animals, since consuming meat and just producing all the meat things affects the animals, and animals just like suffer a lot, and there's a lot of cruelty associated with all the meat and things we consume that are meat. And another thing is the environmental things, that firstly the meat industry does contribute a lot to the environmental degradation, like deforestation, water pollution, greenhouse emissions. And by reducing this meat consumption, it will increase our sustainability in the world. And there are
Student B.
okay.
Well, my name is Alberto Garza. I'm against vegetarianism. I think people should not be vegetarians because the main idea against vegetarianism often revolves around arguments concerning the nutritional adequacy of a vegetarian diet, the ecological footprint of plant-based diets, and cultural or personal preferences for consuming meat. Some critics argue that vegetarian diets may lack essential nutrients found in meat, such as complete proteins, iron, and vitamin B12, and may require careful planning to ensure adequate nutrition. Additionally, some critics point out that certain agricultural practices associated with large-scale plant-based diets, such as monocropping, can have negative environmental impacts, including habitat destruction and pesticide use.
Now we're ready for round two where students review each other.
Okay, so firstly, just talking about the health things, numerous studies have shown that a well-based plant diet can lower the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, and other types of cancers. And a well plant-based diet with a lot of nutrients, fiber, and antioxidants can promote the well-being of a person, but we just need to be aware of what we're eating and what we're consuming. But it does have a lot of good things to our health.
Well, if we focus, it's my turn, right?
Yes.
If we focus on plant-based meat, we see that there are some unrecognizable ingredients that plant-based meat alternatives often contain heavily processed ingredients like pea protein, soy protein, yeast extract, and canola oil. Also, it has high sodium and unhealthy fats. Some plant-based products may contain high amounts of sodium and unhealthy fats, which can determine to our health. Lack of essential nutrients also show that the lack of vitamin B12 that is one of the most important to the body.
I do agree with what you're saying, but when I'm talking about a plant-based diet, I'm talking about eating plants that does have a protein, but not just having an alternative to meat. We are not talking about eating fake meat. We're talking about eating broccoli that does have a lot of protein, having a good oils, a good nuts, something that we need to everyone needs to focus on what they're eating and not just eat some fake meat that acts like a meat but it does not, because it does have a lot of bad things in it.
Right, but like you said, you can also have like a plant-based, well, not a plant-based, like you can have a diet which is with plants and all of that, but can also still count meat, like fish, red meat, chicken, eggs, all of that, and still, you know, be healthy and all of that. So I don't understand like why you wouldn't take all of those meats that are will actually be healthier for your body instead of just eating plants.
reply for that?
Well, I just think that it's something that everyone should do because of other things like the ethical argument, the environment, the resources we have, and the economics of it. It just doesn't focus only on the health. It does have a lot of effects on the health, since people that are vegetarian tend to be more focused on what they're eating. Like they think about what they're eating and they measure and they understand what they're eating. But it does have a lot of other effects like that aren't health related. So that's why I think everyone should be vegetarian.
Okay, we're ready for round 3. Yes, to whom?
¿Cómo se llama?
Alberto.
Alberto, sorry. Okay, so you were talking about nutrients in the meat. How do you think meat consumption affect the environment and animal well-being?
Well, yes, there are a lot of farms that doesn't like acquire the regulated standards, but also there's a lot of farms that actually treat an animal better than an actual human. Like for example, Kobe cows, they have a better life than the regular human because that meat is so special, therefore so expensive.
Okay. And for the ones that are not that expensive?
Well, that is required by law, that, like to send some people, the government should send some people to the farms to check on the well-being of the animals, and if the farm doesn't like meet the requirements, it should be like turned down or shut off more likely. But if it does like reach the standards, I don't see why it cannot be functional.
Thank you.
Yes.
For the should position, what do you think that is going to be the effect on the economical, those cities and governments that one of their economical bases or pillars are agronomy in this case?
Yes, so there is a lot of there will be an issue regarding that because a lot of agricultures do depend on the meat industry, but they're adapting to a vegetarian lifestyle can save a lot of money to everyone in general. And they're everything is more affordable and all of that, so people can start to the agriculture people, the farmers, they can start to adapt to these new tendencies of people of buying plant-based things, and everything is just more affordable since the diet, health insurance, and all of that can relate to there will be less health issues, so everything if the cost goes down in everything. So you just need to adapt to that. That's it.
Okay, we're ready for the last round where conclusions are shared. Student A.
Okay, so in conclusion, I think I have said everything that should be said to make everyone vegetarian, all the good and valid things that being vegetarian has, all the ethical arguments that there are to be vegetarian, the economics of it, the resources, how everything is just better if everyone is a vegetarian, all the health things that we cover in this, and just I think everyone should be vegetarian because of all of the reasons that I have said, and that's it.
B.
Well, in conclusion, I think that people should be able to choose between being a vegetarian or being like a carnivore. Honestly, I prefer that people be carnivore because, well, then there is less risk for them to have a type of disease because of not consuming the necessary nutrients for their body. and the necessary protein for it to maintain.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now let's welcome our following participants. I have on the list is